Hello, my name is Anassa-Drakkina. I am a trans woman, obviously, as you can see from the title of the video. Alright, I meant to do these back in Pride Month, but I actually meant to start this channel long before that, but I have been dealing with health issues for a long time. I'm much better now, don't worry about me. It's pernicious anemia is it's a struggle. Alright, so here we are now. I am, by the way, getting my new studio set up here soon, and I've got a brand new DSLR. No more smartphone videos like this. It's pretty ridiculous, but alright, here it goes. So I am starting a new trans movement, a revolutionary trans movement, I hope so, that will radically change a lot of things. Now, I have three major frustrations that are catalyzing the start of this movement. One of them, the first and foremost, is I feel that with the anti-trans movement, let's just be fully honest. Number one, I find the term transphobia a horrible term, not because they should be validated, but because I think it reduces the agency in a person by saying it's like some kind of disease you can just treat away. It isn't. It is a politically, religiously based ideology, and it can't easily be fought. I want to make a recommendation. It might make you very upset, and I feel that the only way I can truly track the anti-trans movement and intentions is to watch anti-trans stuff in conservative media. I recommend you do it, although you may get pretty angry or pretty depressed. Don't give up. In fact, let that motivate you. Alright? Please. Let that, the way it makes you feel, keep you motivated to fight back. Now, balkanization is important to understand in our current situation. Balkanization is basically the situation when a country starts to break up into smaller pieces, either completely sovereign countries, or they just start to decentralize a lot of things based on local political ideology, local religious differences, cultural differences, and then no matter what the central government tries to do, it cannot hold it together. So this is obviously happening in the United States to the nth degree. Some say the United States may cease to be united and become several smaller countries. That would probably be a good thing for us. Actually, imagine for a moment a massive voting bloc against us. Millions. They're just suddenly not there to vote against us anymore. That would be quite a relief to me. I don't know about you. Anyway, there's a thing called nullification. Please look up a guy named Alan West. He's a Texas GOP chair down here in Texas, or he was. He was calling for, back in December, for all of the red states to line up and form a league of states to resist federal legislation they didn't like. Now, whether you're a decentralist or not, it would be a terrible idea, being trans, to ignore this. And I feel that most of the media that claims to advocate for us acts like this isn't happening. And what I'm afraid of is it's going to happen because none of us know about it, because no one's telling us. Instead, they keep saying the Equality Act and whatever is going to save us all. No, it's not. No, it never will, because these people, if you watch the media, watch them, you can't change their minds. And this is one of the things they're literally obsessed with now. You can't change anyone that thinks like this. The only thing you can do is we need to start helping each other I want to create like a social media platform for us, by us, so that we may start trending toward a political migration for our own protection, because I do not think that any federal measures are going to stop anti-trans laws from being passed and enforced, and furthermore, any protection laws are going to be flat out ignored. Take the governor here in Texas, for instance. Let me give an example of something else. You say, oh, what about local ordinances? He outlawed local ordinances back in, was it 2016 and 17 when they first tried the first wave of bathroom legislation? That is absolutely coming back, by the way. I'm going to explain some concepts like backdoor bans on the instance of saying, well, we're not banning being transgender. Yes, you are. You're using a backdoor ban. More on that in the future. I'm like this political science geek, okay? So, a mass political migration is necessary. The other reason I chose the term transmigration, which is, like I said, it's the transmigration of souls from one form to another. It's like a spiritual term. I'm a witch. I am a spiritualist. So, the other thing, I admit I'm struggling with it a little filming this video, is that I feel that most of us our allies particularly don't really realize how much some of us really need to have a little more than, it's not just acceptance that people have of us, it's acceptance of our bodies isn't really possible. We need to be able to control them and change them in ways that aren't possible yet, but they will be possible soon, many of them. And I think that I've been kept hope for myself for many years, even before I started transitioning through some futurism, transhumanism, singularitarianism. And for someone who's spiritual, I know you think, why would you want to be so materialistic? I just say, I could say to that is, cod swallow false dichotomy, thank you very much. There's no reason one can't be a pagan transhumanist. I mean, after all, there's the Mormon transhumanists, right? Anyway, transmigration is not just about moving us, it's not just about giving us more control of our own organizations and our helping each other advance ourselves in our careers and our lives, and taking control of our healthcare organizations, taking control of what that's like. I've got a healthcare issue that related to my hormones. My dose went from 4 milligrams to 6, and some things happened that they told me couldn't happen. It's alright. It happens to biological women. Anyway, they literally don't know. I feel like they don't know what they're doing with us because they're not us. Alright? And I don't like us not being in control of our own organizations a lot of times. Now, I also want us to spread the hope of futurism and biotechnology, but also on the understanding of the political trends that we're truly up against, and not to make you feel hopeless. The exact opposite. If you know what you're up against, then they can't take you by surprise. That is to say, you're not going to wake up one day and find out that they're ignoring the Equality Act. They've nullified it. They've declared it unconstitutional. They refuse to enforce it. They're going to come. You know, the seriousness of something like bathroom legislation, I feel like it's totally glazed over. Like, yeah, well, you can still go on with life. No, you can't. That will literally make it impossible to leave your house. It would make it a crime to go out of your house, which would also make it a crime for you to work. So that when it's... Transmigration is also going to be a neurodiverse movement, a pro-poly movement, a broader LGBT movement, and anything you might consider sexually revolutionary. Alright, so I'm even going to talk about Jack Parsons. Okay. I'm going to be putting up a website called Transmigration. I believe it was .us that I've gotten. Anyway, there's going to be a blog and eventually a mailing newsletter and a community that I want to build. I may or may not do a Facebook group. What do you think? I'm worried that, I don't know, those are a mess. I don't like the idea of moderating that myself. Not yet, not until I have like some co-founders in the movement, which I am going to look for. This is not something I can do by myself. Anyway, eventually we're going to create a platform which is going to be able to hopefully help us expedite moving to other states. And I know that sounds Herculean and outrageous, like some people say, I can't move. Please don't say never, because I am determined to move, even though it's a little out of my reach for quite a while. Well, it's late here, and I am going to close the video soon, and I'm going to make a little more formal video. So, it's called Transmigration. My goal is that this will be everywhere in the world, and there won't be one trans person who hasn't heard of it. Please share this video please share this video and get this out there. And I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do a whole series. We're going to talk about balkanization. And I'm new to this YouTube thing, so please be patient with me. I'll get better at it. There's balkanization, nullification, political migration, backdoor bans, little political concepts that you may or may not have been taught about. So that's critical to understanding what we're up against, but there's also going to be things on futurism, ideas for how, and hopefully that'll promote some discussions on how we can take control of, I don't know, say our own healthcare, create companies for each other, maybe start startup incubator networks, by each other, for each other. I would like to create co-working spaces and virtual co-working spaces by trans people, for trans people. And how this movement is going to expand not just to trans people, but the whole LGBT and the poly movement, even the polyamory movement, which I am polyamorous, proudly and happily polyamorous. And I also want it to be a pro-neurodiverse movement as well. But I also would like, one of the core principles of this is going to be, and these are all going to be on the website, is that it is politically non-homogeneous. That is to say, I know that not all trans people have the exact same politics. And so I do not want to make it where a strict allegiance to a whole political ideology is necessary to be a member of the transmigration movement. Nor is I also intended it be class indifferent. So that's regardless of economic class, socioeconomic background, on and on. It's for every trans person, regardless of any difference whatsoever. As long as we're aware of the issues and we are committed to acting in the way that we need to. Alright, I can't wait to make the whole series. Good night. This is Violet Anassa-Drakkina. Please excuse the kind of rusty video. It's almost midnight. I'm very tired. And this is the second take, so I can't wait to get the website up, the blog and everything. I can't wait to get the videos going. I can't wait to get the co-founders. I can't wait to get this going. And the influencers. So, it's called Transmigration. And good night. Stay strong. And hail Babylon 156.